Yes, YouTube Danestat back again. Let me just get myself comfortable. It's another video response. You've probably seen the one I did just previously to Rob Gernaldinho tagging me in the 90s questions, which I enjoyed doing. I'm doing this on my day off between doing the streams that I'm currently doing. And this one is to David Retro Games Played Badly. It's your 10 favourite games that you've found while collecting, or you've discovered while collecting, should I say. I'm looking around my room because there's so many games that I've discovered since I've started collecting, because there's some systems I never used to have back in the day. So some of the games in here will be quite common games, but they were for systems that I never experienced until I became a collector, such as your NES, your GameCube. Never had those back in the day. There's the Famicom, but there is some for systems that I did have back in the day, and I just didn't have these games on them, and the games that I've discovered now. So starting off, I'll try and do them in some sort of age order, so I'll have to shuffle about. Now, when I first started collecting, like many people, I discovered YouTube, but I also discovered like documentaries that were on Netflix at the time, or that were on Amazon Prime, I think we had at the time. And one was the Atari story about the failure of Atari and the disposal of all the ET games and stuff like that. But they did a section where they were interviewing some of the programmers in the Atari. They weren't in the Atari headquarters, but they were talking about working at the Atari headquarters. And there was a guy on there who designed this game, and I looked at this game and I thought, wow, that is a really good game. You know, the Atari 2600, it is a basic system, but there are some good games in there, and this is probably one of the better ones. And this isn't the original copy I've got. Every time I keep getting a better version of this one, I upgrade it till I get the nicest one, and this one is looking pretty fresh. It's cart only, but it's Yars' Revenge. Really good game. You know, it's like a classic little shooter. You have to shoot the walls from around the target inside, and you have to keep dropping back in behind the lines. But yeah, it's one of the games I never knew nothing about at all, and it's one that I've obviously picked up since I started collecting. So that is my first one. I'm going to try and do a Sega. Let's fuck off Ed the Duck. Let's fuck off Gizmo. And let's try and do a Scott Sega zombie thing where he displays them all. Let me turn my light on here as well, because that might reflect a little bit off the screen. So, first one is the Atari 2600. Moving on, we'll go to the Famicom first. And I'm not going to be able to pronounce this name. I'm going to try my best. And basically all the Famicom games, other than the ones that are PAL conversions, I didn't know what they were, but I watched various videos looking some up and they were recommended. And this one is definitely one. It's Splatterhouse Wanpaku Graffiti, I think it's called. I may be not 100% correct there, but I believe that's what it's called, Wanpaku Graffiti. It's Splatterhouse. It's like Splatterhouse, but a cuter more. I can't find a case the correct size, so it's in this rattly around one. Basabi James got me that, and in fact, Basabi James got me the next one. Again, this is a recent pickup, another Famicom pickup, and it's Samurai Pizza Cats, which, one, is a very good game, and two, it's based on a cartoon that I was massively into as a kid. I used to love the theme tune to Samurai Pizza Cats. I believe there's a lot more characters on this game than were in the cartoon series that were chopped up and released in the UK. But yeah, so that's number 3. That's Samurai Pizza Cats. Now, moving on from the Famicom, we'll go to the NES, because obviously I never had a NES as a kid. I knew one kid who owned an NES, and the only game he had that we played on it was Super Mario Duck Hunt, which we used to play on at dinner time at school. So obviously, once I got into collecting the NES, I was fascinated about it, because the system I always have, and it seems a very popular system. So I looked for some of the hidden gems. Well, it's not really a hidden gem because everyone knows about it now, but one of the very first games I picked up was DuckTales. Again, nice condition. It's been in my collection a long time. I've played a hell of a lot of it. Again, it's another solid platformer game. When I look at the systems like the Famicom, the Master System, the Mega Drive, platform games are my go-to, especially with the import stuff, because I don't have to fucking read. And this one has featured on my channels nearly as much as I've featured on this channel. It's a recent pickup, but it was one when I heard there was a game about it on the NES, I had to have it. And it was one of the last games made. It's one of the best games, and I've been lucky to pick it up recently, as you all know. And that is Bucky O'Hare. You can see the reflection of me there on my fucking laptop. Look, double the fucking handsome. So yeah, that was another game that, you know, I would not have known about if I hadn't have started collecting. And obviously, doing a little, I say research, fuck me, it's about as much research as these fucking people who do all these fucking complete history videos. I go on Wikipedia or I go on fucking YouTube and I search. So what number's that? Is that number 5? It's number 5. I'm flying through it. Next one. No, it's... Yeah. I can't fucking count. No, that was number 6, weren't it? Number 6, I think it was. No, it might have been number 5. Look, let's not fucking care. I might have to reach and get another one off the shelf if I've missed fucking counting though. So let's definitely count. 1, 2, 3, 4. And what was the first one? First one was Yars' Revenge. In fact, we've not done the old fucking Scott Brand thing, have we? I've been chicken down here, so bear with me. So there's number 3. Number 4. No, that's number 4, yeah. Fuck me, I can't count today. 5. This one's going to be 6. And basically, this is 2 copies of the same game. There's a Japanese and a PAL version, the Mega Drive. Now, this is a game I vaguely remember my brother may have had it, but I wasn't into it because I'd have been really little and it wasn't the kind of game I was into at that time. But when I've got back into collecting, it's a game that I definitely looked up and wanted to get and add to my collection because I fucking love driving games and I love this game, Virtua Racer. I know it gets slated for its like graphics nowadays, but back then on the Mega Drive, it was something to behold, and it plays really well. I really enjoy it, like the driving feel on it. I just enjoy the game, and as I say, it's something I had a fleeting image. I vaguely remember my brother. He may have even only rented it and not owned it, but when I became a collector, obviously I was looking up Mega Drive games. I think I might have actually played this at one of the events. Would have been like, cause I never played it in the arcade because again I was too young to be playing driving games. Really, I weren't that fucking interested. But I have got interest as I got older. I think I might have played it at one of the events, the actual arcade cab, and then obviously I've gone on and got it twice on my Mega Drive. So that is definitely 6 now. Confused myself by putting them 2 in there. So the next one is a system that I had, and I had quite a bit of games for back in the day, but it was actually my partner, my missus, who recommended this game because she'd played it as a kid. So obviously when I started collecting, there was certain games that she wanted me to get to add to the collection so she could play, which she's fucking never bothered getting around to, so it's sat in my collection. But I have played it, but I never played it back in the day, and that is Pandemonium. Platinum version. It looks like it might be foreign. Is that Lira? Anyone tell me? I haven't even noticed really. It's all in English on the back at the top. But it's a 2. They call it 3D, but I class it as 2.5D really because it's somewhere in between. It's a platformer. And it's really good. I've got Pandemonium 2 as well somewhere. But it was a franchise I'd never known of until I started collecting. And my partner told me, you ought to get that game. So that is number 7. So let's put my glasses on. Let's not. The next one, these 2 are on the same system. Again, it was a system that I never collected for back in the day. It's a system that I got when I first started collecting, and these were 2 of the first games. I probably looked up a top 10 somewhere. You know, top 10 games what to get for the GameCube. I've just bought the one, and that's Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg. Plays really well, good mechanics. Done by Team Sonic, Sega game. Obviously Sega had gone bump by then, and they were making games for Nintendo, which is weird. But I'd argue that this plays as good, if not better, than Super Mario Sunshine with its mechanics and the way it moves. It's really cool. Plays really well. It's that like classic view of like, you know, you're kind of behind the character and he's pushing different eggs around, going around the levels. But it's a really good platformer and it's on the GameCube. So if you've not got it, it might be one you want to look up. Let's put that up there just so everyone can see it. And the second one is also on the GameCube, and it's also a common franchise. But man, I've had so much fun playing this. In fact, when I described this game to my boss, he told me about a game that's on the PS1 that's a little bit similar to this, and it's Super Monkey Ball. Which, you know, it's not, it's kind of like a race, so it's got many mini games, but you're in a ball with a monkey, and Super Monkey Ball, and you navigate the maps, picking up bananas. There's crazy golf on there, there's racing on there, and it's just a really fun franchise, and I do enjoy playing it. Again, made by Sega, some quality games made on the GameCube by Sega for Nintendo. It went to the PS2 as well, I believe, but again, it was a franchise I never played. In fact, I'm not sure if when I got my GameCube, a lad I played football with called Joe, he said, "Have you played Super Monkey Ball?" And I was like, "No, I've never heard of it." So I picked it up, and I'm glad I did. I've got Super Monkey Ball 2 as well, up on the top. And again, it was something I would never have done a game I'd never have owned if I'd never bought a GameCube, if I'd never started collecting. So that is up there. That's number 9. And we're on to the last one, and this is a recent pickup for a system that I never collected before. And it's a quite modern system, so it's not a retro game, but it's on the Xbox 360. And you know what it's going to be straight away, 'cause it's going to be a shootout, because that's the only thing I'm buying on the 360 really. And that's Death Smiles, and this was recommended to me by Dylan, who spends everyone's money on shooters. But I just asked him, I said, look, what PAL shooters can I get for the Xbox 360? And this was on the list, and it was pretty cheap. Ordered it from CEX, I believe. Plays really well. There's several different modes, like you can play the classic arcade style graphics or more modern style, but they're all the exact same game and set out. Really good game. A lot of fun to play. And again, a game I would not have bought if I didn't start collecting at all, and then start collecting for the Xbox 360. So that rounds up my 10 games. I'll do a quick roundup. We've got Yars' Revenge, Splatterhouse, Wanpaku Graffiti, I think it's called, Samurai Pizza Cats, Bucky O'Hare, DuckTales, Virtua Racing, Pandemonium, Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg, Super Monkey Ball, and Death Smiles. You know, they're not the rarest of games that I've got, they're not the most expensive games I've got, but they're some that I've had the most fun playing since I discovered them while collecting. So I hope that's a good enough VR response. I think it's gone alright. You know, I'm not showing you all the rarities and stuff. Like, I've not got many rarities in my collection, but as I say, them are games that I fondly enjoy playing since I've started collecting. So I'll leave a link in the description to Dave Birtzel's Dave Retro Games Played Badly's original video, so please go and check that out. And if you want to do a VR response yourself, he's more than happy for everyone to do, because we've got not a lot else, but we've got not a lot left else to do while we're sat at home, some of us. So keep yourself safe, and I'll see you soon, YouTube. Take it easy.